Confidently controversial. Confidently controversial. Confidently controversial.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, we're started?
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
It's Confidently Controversial, the podcast where we talk about movies and more.
Stuff.
And we talk about being friends with each other
Yes.
and what's going on in our lives.
Well, kind of, yeah. But mostly movies that we watched when we were small babies.
Small little baby kids.
And we talk about them with our more mature eyes.
Yes, that is exactly what we do. And it's fun. It's fun to dig up some past movies and watch them.
It is.
I enjoy it. How are you, Miss Kim Tweed?
I'm great.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So glad to hear that.
Yeah. Everything's good. Everything's the same. Nothing's different.
Okay.
I'm totally fine.
Okay. Well, that's, cryptic, but okay.
Yes. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I was doing a lot of social media watching last night.
You were?
I was.
Like, why?
I don't know. I was just like laying in bed. Just started the thing.
What'd you get into? What rabbit hole did you go into?
Okay. This is the thing with me.
Okay.
I love that Italian man who makes pastries on the internet.
Okay.
Like, I love him.
You do?
Kim.
He never talks.
He doesn't. And I don't need
You like that?
I don't need him to.
Okay.
Boy, just be quiet and make with the croissants.
He makes croissants, or he makes those like big, like, I've seen the guy that makes all like the chocolate sculptures.
No, he does not make chocolate sculptures. He makes Italian pastries. So he'll make these little, like, it's always extracting juices from fruits and then infusing it into the dough.
Okay.
And he'll make just like, what are those? Like,
dough.
A soggy dough, but then he'll make, those like lobster tail things that are crisp and they have the cream inside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he makes this.
Those, what are they called? Like horns?
Horns.
What are they called? Cream horns?
I don't think they're called that, but I'm going to start calling them that now.
Okay.
But yeah, I watched those videos, and last night I was watching one, and they're all very similar. They have the same structure to them. Mm-hmm. And in the end, he always cuts the thing in half, and then
he bites it.
I think and when he cuts it, he made one, he cut it in half, and it was like crunchy, a crisp cut. And I went, oh.
Okay. So you're watching food porn.
I am watching food porn. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm trying to stay off my phone.
Okay.
I'm really trying, because you know how you get those notifications every week that's like you've spent your whole life on the phone this week. So I've been really trying hard. I've been trying to get some hobbies. Okay. And stuff like that. So I started knitting again.
Okay.
And I'm doing my bead art.
Okay.
And I'm going for walks. I'm trying to be, a better me.
Okay, I support you.
Yeah, because I can't stare at that phone all the time. There's nothing left on it.
No, you shouldn't.
There's nothing I'm going to see that I haven't seen before.
Absolutely.
I mean, most likely.
And I don't like what you look at on that phone. I've seen the things that come up on your feed.
You saw the thing I sent you the other day where Rob Lowe crushed her ribcage.
Yes, I did.
Wasn't that weird? That was on a primetime television show.
I was not prepared for it.
I knew you were going to be
bad. And then
it
happened, and I was like, what?
I know.
Why? It's like when you sent me the dog video, the dog walking. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Don't hate on that dog. It doesn't have any front legs.
I know.
So it just walks like a human.
I know. Well, here's the thing. It's spring. And sort of. I mean, I'm hoping by the time this episode comes out, it's like real spring when people are listening to this.
We had a fake spring day yesterday. They were like, oh, it's going to be so warm. It's going to be so nice. But it's just overcast.
It was overcast, but it was warm.
It was, but it was like lackluster warm.
It was lackluster. I agree with that. But I did get some outdoor work done.
Yes, me too.
I got mulch.
Not at my house.
No?
But
you want to come to my house and help me finish mine? Because I have a lot to do. I bought many bags of mulch yesterday, prompting the people who were... I must just look like a little old lady in these stores, because I go in and I had like 3 different gentlemen at Lowe's ask if I needed help.
Well, they're all fully staffed up for the spring. They're like ready to help the old.
The old and infirm.
That's right.
They're like, you can't pick up those bags of mulch.
Oh, that was nice of them. Did you let them?
I
You're like, no, leave me alone. I'm fine.
I let them put the mulch on the little cart for me, and then they wanted to like help me take it out to the car, and I was just like, no. I don't want them seeing my mess of a car.
Oh, that's true. Your car is embarrassing.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I put it all in my car.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
And did you take it out or is it still in the car?
No, I made one of my children take it out of my car.
They probably like that.
Oh, they did. The boys were helping me, and it's it's a whole mulching project that's happening. But I love mulch. Just makes everything look nice.
It smells so bad.
I don't care. I don't care either way about it.
I feel like because I live in a beach town, this time of year, people are really like getting ready.
They're into the mulch.
And there's mulch everywhere and the whole city stinks.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It's just too much mulch.
It's too much mulch. But it's, it's nice. It's nice. It's getting to be nice outside and pretty, and there's flowers, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
What else? Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could go, you know me. You know me, Kim.
I do know you.
I could go on and on and on.
This is pretty boring so far.
I don't know. Well, God.
What?
You put a lot of expectation on being interesting all the time. I can't live up to your standards of being interesting. Can you?
No. You know what I did see? Apparently on the White Lotus, so I'm a White Lotus watcher, but I only want to watch it in full.
I know, and I don't understand that because everyone's watching it right now.
I know.
And the content is happening.
I know.
And it's nice to have, because I just finished up Severance, and I was watching it along with the world.
Yes.
And it was really fun to see every week all this like fun creator content that was coming up about each episode. White Lotus, I like less than Severance.
Okay.
But I still watch
like it. I think people were like real shitty about it when it first came out this season. And I think it was just because, we get to that place in America where we love something and then we have to tear it apart.
We turn on it.
Right. Yeah. So quickly. But then I've seen people seem to be into it again.
Well, because it had some twists and
I
turns.
saw that one thing that's come out of it, and maybe you can tell me more about it, is that someone said that real teeth are back.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a girl on the show that has like a little bit of a tooth issue.
She's awesome.
Okay.
She's this like lovely woman who's in the movie, and she's like definitely one of the best things about the season. Well, and she has like she's British.
Okay.
And she's got some like Bucky kind of teeth.
Yeah, a little Bucky. I saw a picture of her.
She's really cute.
Yeah. But then, but people were making the comment that this could help bring real teeth back. Because for so long in Hollywood, and we've talked about this on our episodes before, where everyone has veneers and everyone has smooth, beautiful skin.
And their hair is like extensions and not real.
Right. Yeah. So maybe this is bringing some reality back into the movies.
I'm here for it. The other thing this season has is some lovely middle-aged women who are like living their best life on vacation together.
Love that.
But it's like a trifecta of 3 women friends. And there's,
I
there's
saw
all
that
kinds
too.
of things, which I feel,
Yeah, I've been seeing something that was like, this is why you should never go on vacation with 3 people or something like that, or never hang out with a group of 3.
Yeah, I concur.
And my mom always said that too about whenever there's 2 of us, between children and her, she always gets picked on.
Yes.
Like there's something about that power of 3. Somebody's always the odd man out.
Yes.
And gets taken on by the other 2.
Yeah. I don't think my kids are like that though.
You don't think it's 2 against 1?
No, I think that because I think my daughter is so strong, she can take down the other 2.
Got it. They don't even try.
Yeah, they try and be like 2 against 1.
What about you? Do they try to take you down?
They know they can't.
Oh, right. Whatever.
It's very true. So, are you ready to talk about a movie?
Yeah, sure. We can talk about a movie. I hope there's some real teeth in it.
Oh, Kim.
Oh, no.
This is going to be great.
Goodbye. All right, Emily, it's your choice this week. Delight me.
Listen, I have come to the realization I will never delight you.
You probably won't.
So I just pick movies based on what I want to watch.
Okay, well, that's good.
And
I think you should do that.
That's what I do. And I just put aside the fact that you will no doubt hate it.
Yeah.
But
and everyone else will be mad at you. Everyone in my family.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Bring it on, Tweeds.
You're the spicy host.
I don't care.
All right.
This movie. So this movie came out in 1982.
Oh man, it's always the early ones that get me. Okay, go ahead.
But what's funny about this movie? So okay, I recall watching this movie at home. This was not a movie I saw in the movie theater. So it must have been after 1982. Okay. I'm going to say, even if it's 1983, I was 6 years old. But I do remember being very young and watching this movie. But I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It wasn't a movie that we watched a ton, but it's definitely a movie that we watched, and I have distinct memories from this movie.
Okay.
So I had to call in the troops. I had to call my sister and my brother and find out a little bit more about what was this movie and when did we watch this movie. So my older sister has no recollection of this movie at all.
Oh, okay.
She does not believe she's seen it.
All right.
So... But when I called my little brother, 100%, he's like, oh my God, I remember that movie.
Okay.
And so this is, because of the type of movie it is, which is a kind of pulpy comic book horror movie, just genre bending, campy movie. I believe that we watched this movie when my dad was watching me and my brother.
Okay.
And my sister was at school.
Okay.
So that's what I believe happened, though I don't know it for sure. But we definitely watched this film. So this movie was directed by horror icon Wes Craven.
Okay.
This was before Nightmare on Elm Street. But he had, a little bit of success with some movies that were out there. But he helmed this movie. It is pulpy, comic book inspired creature feature, and he was really trying to break into the mainstream by making this PG rated film.
Okay.
So it is based on a DC comic. I might as well just tell you what the movie is.
Okay.
I mean, do you have any guess what this movie could be?
No.
Okay, you don't know. It's Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Have you ever seen this?
No.
He's so mad you have to watch it today.
Can you just go home? Like, seriously. Why?
Because.
Okay, whatever. Just go.
Well, I mean.
Just go.
Kim. The premise of this podcast is that we pick movies that we watched when we were young and we rewatch them now that we're older. This is a movie that I watched when I was very young. I've not seen it since. And I'm here to watch it again with you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Tell me more about it.
You're going to see it for the very first time. This is adapted from a DC Comics books character, and it was created by Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson in 1971. And it was actually one of the first comic book movies in the early 80s. And so, if you think this was before Superman, or they started really making comic books into movies, it's hard to believe that there was a time now that every freaking little teeny tiny comic book has been made into a movie. But this is one of the first ones. And this kind of showed people that, that could be a place where we can
make some money.
Okay. This movie stars a woman named Adrienne Barbeau, and she was a Scream Queen staple. She was already kind of known for her roles in the movie The Fog and Escape from New York. And in this movie, she continues in her run as a sci-fi horror leading lady.
Did you just expose the connection?
Why? I maybe did. But why do you have to point it out? Really?
No, I'm asking.
Okay.
It never happened.
We're going to talk about it later.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
I'm mad at you. You're not mad at me. Stop it.
I am mad at you. I'm mad at you for being mad at me.
Okay.
For just doing my job.
All right, go.
Right?
Hurry.
So this movie is about a scientist. Kind of person.
Sure.
So did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Leland Palmer, the dad who's kind of crazy in Twin Peaks.
Maybe.
Well, he's in this.
Okay.
But so he plays the human version of the character and then transforms into but then somebody else.
What's it called?
The Swamp Thing.
Okay. The S thing.
The S thing.
Okay.
But they tried to do it where like they would go back and forth, and some of the emoting faces you would see it was more the original Ray Wise is the Leland Palmer character, that you would see that it's him, but they just look so different that they were like, yeah, like we're just going to stick with this other guy once he transforms into Swamp Thing.
Okay.
And they never go back to him, was my understanding. But this movie was shot in South Carolina. Apparently, it was really difficult to film because they actually filmed it in real swamps.
Okay.
And so it was like really humid, and there was just all the wildlife that was happening. Yeah. And as you'll see, they wear like the Swamp Thing costume is just like a full latex costume. And like these dudes were just like passing out because it was just so fucking hot, and they're just wearing full latex costumes in the swamps of South Carolina. Can you imagine the fucking stank of that costume?
Yuck.
From like wading around in a swamp.
Yeah, why did they
sweating?
They chose to do it. And why did they talk about why they chose to do it actually in the swamp rather than like on a set?
Yeah, like they actually did. They actually did.
Oh, good. Tell me.
Well, they looked to see if they could find a studio, and they actually looked at. Remember the creature from the Black Lagoon that we talked about during the Monster Squad episode? He's one of the classic monsters. That lagoon set actually still existed, and they were going to go there and shoot it there, but they felt it didn't look.
It was busy.
It didn't look real.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't. They were going for the realism,
Authenticity.
the gritty realism.
Sure.
It had mixed reviews on release, but because it's kind of has campy charm, so it got this cult following afterwards, and it's now considered a B-movie classic. I actually went back and watched the Roger Ebert review because they reviewed it on the show, the Siskel and Ebert show.
Sure. God, those guys reviewed everything.
Oh my God.
Every single movie.
I have to tell you, I so loved watching their review of this movie because, first of all, we are the Siskel and Ebert because they're like a little cantankerous.
Yeah.
But they're also kind. But they were both delighted by this film.
Really?
Loved it so much.
Interesting.
Like, Ebert was giddy when he was talking about it. He was like giggling. He's just like, part of the job of being a movie reviewer. He's like, these are part of it too. Like, these just kind of like fun, silly movies. And they're kind of great. And I love them. And even Siskel was like, you know what? Usually I feel like one of your big downfalls is that you will just pick a little thing from a movie and then say it's great, even though it's not. He's like, but you're right on this one. He's like, this one's absolutely fantastic.
Really?
They loved it. Huh. Wow. So, and they kind of both said, maybe it's because we're both just like little kids at heart who love big nerds who love comic books. Absolutely. So yeah, they definitely loved it. Another big thing from this movie is that, so Adrienne Barbeau, she's the hotsy totsy in this movie who has like the hair that my mom had in the 80s. Okay. Like just a big curly head of hair.
Okay.
So in the American release of it, it's PG, so there's no nudity or anything.
Sure.
But there was a kind of nudie part that was in the European cut. Of course.
Okay. Those Europeans.
Because they're okay with a little boob.
Yeah.
But it was unrated in the European cut. But there was a mistake when the movie went to home video.
Oh, no.
And the European version got released by accident.
Oh, no.
In America. And
all these kids saw some nip.
Yeah, but there was like a recall.
Oh, no.
And all these teenage boys were like, what? I got the regular cop. No, Mom.
I'm not giving it back. Right.
It's mine now.
Right. Mine doesn't have any boobs in it, I swear.
I watched the whole thing 20 times, and there's definitely no boobs in it. Yeah, but they were kind of went to her to kind of get her to sign. They tried to get her to sign off on it, and let it be released because it was going to be so much harder to kind of pull it back.
And she was like, no, only the Europeans are allowed to see my boobs.
Yeah, she was like, no, my contract says it can't be released in America.
I get more money if the Americans see my boobs.
I mean, I hope she got more money.
I hope so too.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that if you show your boobs to all of America, that you get a little bit.
You get paid for it.
You get paid for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that what OnlyFans is?
I don't know what it is. Yes.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Tell me how it's going over there. There was a sequel to this movie in 1989, Return of the Swamp King thing,
why?
and that leaned more into the comedy and the cheesiness.
Is he a king now?
He's the Swamp King.
He became royal.
He did become
between
royal.
the first and the second movie.
Yeah, and there was
him.
also a Swamp Thing TV series that ran from 1990 to 1993, and then another that came out in 1919 in 2019, and it just kind of shows this characters. People like it. People like
love
this
the
movie.
S-Thang.
People do like the Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Quite a bit, but it is. I remember it, of course, as a kid. I don't remember it being campy or silly or anything like that.
It being terrifying.
I remember it being kind of scary.
Eddie too.
I don't, but I mean, he's nice, the Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Like, he's a nice monster.
Uh-huh.
I do remember that they fall in love
The Swamp Thing falls in love?
with Adrian Barbeau.
That's probably when the boobs come out.
Maybe. That's how it happens.
Right.
You fall in love.
And then all of a sudden your boobs are out.
The boobs are out. That's just the way that it goes.
Yeah.
So I don't remember it being scary. I do remember it being like weird and something that I thought about a lot. But it was the production budget from this movie was pretty small. It was around $2.5 million, which was pretty low even in the 80s. Mm-hmm. But it did earn its money back. It earned about $6.4 million in the box office, which not huge, but it more than doubled its budget. So, as far as B movies go. It
did okay.
It did okay. Adrian's like, she shows her boobs. She's like, listen, if I show my boobs, we're going to make our money.
Yeah,
And that's
in Europe.
In Europe. But a big chunk of the revenue from this movie came from it being in drive-in theaters and late night screenings. So really it was really aiming at those horror fans. Mm-hmm. And especially in the South. This was a very big movie in the South because of the regional appeal.
Do you remember going to the drive-in?
Not to see this movie, but
No, I know,
do.
but in general.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, it used to be in Rio Grande where the ShopRite is.
Yeah, I don't remember going that many times. Mm-hmm. I remember going to see The Flight of the Navigator there.
Okay.
And apparently my mom and dad took us when we were little. Mm-hmm. I saw Grease there when I was a baby.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember.
My parents used to go on a date and they would take me and I would just fall asleep in the back. I know.
That's cute.
And then also, I remember going with my neighbors and they had a van. They had like
one of those big vans from the 80s?
Yeah, but it was 2-seaters and then there was nothing in the back.
Yeah.
Because it was a work van.
Oh, okay.
And they brought a bench from their yard and put it in the van. And then
this sounds very 80s.
It was. And then we got to the drive-in and then they took the bench out and we sat on the bench.
Yes.
And watched the drive-in movie.
Yeah.
And it was the Superman where he carries the ice.
Oh, yeah.
I just remember, I could vividly remember seeing that on the big screen. Holy shit, that dude froze a pond.
Well,
amazing.
There is a drive-in movie theater not far from here.
Yeah. Have you ever been there?
I have not. My daughter went. She saw one with Mr. Kurt Russell. What is it? The Thing? She saw The Thing there during
Not
Halloween.
The Swamp Thing.
No.
Just The Thing.
Just The Thing.
Okay.
So they do play horror movies there, but they play regular movies too.
Yeah, and they always have a double feature. I feel like their
Yeah.
whole thing is you go and watch 2 movies, which seems like a long time to sit in your car.
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't mind going though.
I'll go. You want to go?
Maybe.
Okay, let's do that. That'll be fun.
Okay, it kind of feels scary to me though. You feel exposed. You're all relaxed watching a movie and then someone could come up to your car at any time.
Yeah, but then you can get out of there because you're in your car.
Yeah, but not if it...
You could flee the scene.
Yeah, but you're all parked in you, but you can't.
You can't just leave?
No, there has to be an organized fashion.
There aren't so you're stuck. Once the movie starts, you cannot go?
It's like a wedding or a funeral where they tell you to come out of the pews at church and you have to go one at a time.
Oh, really?
I would assume. There has to be organization to it.
Nah, I think that there's got to be a trail behind you.
You think you could just
go.
leave the movie at any time?
Yes.
In your car.
You can't be
and
trapped at a double
disrupt
feature.
it and disrupt everyone else's time?
I mean, it's rude, but you could get out of there if you needed to.
Well, we'll find out.
Okay. You can't tell me that if there's an emergency. I'm I'd love to come and help, but I'm stuck.
I mean, if there was an emergency, but I don't think they make it easy for you.
Okay, well, we're going to go, and we're going to find out. But I'm excited to watch this movie. You have no concept of this movie at all.
No, I bet my husband does.
Oh, yeah. Your husband definitely knows this movie.
Okay, great.
Okay. Well, let's go watch it. And maybe, just maybe.
Maybe I'll be like Ebert and love it.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Maybe. You never know.
Confidently controversial.
Okay.
And we're back.
Guys, we're back.
Oh
we're
my-
better than ever.
So what'd you think?
I mean, I wanted to hate it,
I
but
know.
I didn't.
It's exactly what it needs to be.
It's horrible,
I know, but
but it's great.
it's great.
I mean, it's terrible.
I know, but I'm so glad I watched it. I can't believe I watched that when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I definitely see, like, as a kid, you would just have been scared of it.
I don't think I was. The things that I remember from it are when his arm grows back. That's like the thing I remember
You
from
can't
it.
jump to that part.
Okay.
You can't just jump to the arm growing back part.
Okay, guys, we need to give a recap of this movie and what it's about. Mm-hmm. Go for it. You do it, Kim.
All right. So basically, hold on. I think I'm going to cough. So,
Okay.
Hold on. I need to take a moment.
Okay.
Not cough.
Okay. All right.
So
go
I
ahead.
can tell you.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm probably going to cough again. It doesn't matter. So we open on a swamp.
And it's a real swamp.
It is. You can tell because they use the same photo of the same swamp over and over and over again.
They're like, we're not going to a lot of this swamp
Right. We're just going to take a picture of this part and you're going to see it again and again.
because this might be a little scary
Right.
if we went like a little too
I'm
deep
not
into the
going
swamp.
out there.
No.
So there's a
A government science lab
yes, and
in a.
so wait, hold on.
Okay.
The first scene is there's a helicopter that's going into the swamp and it's dropping off a woman.
Yes.
And everyone's not happy about the fact that it's a woman, but there's also a person leaving for some reason.
He's like a big man.
And he's just like, I gotta get out of here.
Can't believe they sent a woman.
Yeah, but
Get me out of here.
he trash talks the woman on the way out, but he didn't last in the swamp
No, they
for some reason.
They do say they're like nobody really makes it here for very long because it's a swamp and it's disgusting.
Is it because of the swamp or because of Dr. Holland?
I took it as it's because of the conditions.
Because of Dr. Holland's opus.
No, I think it's because of the swamp.
Okay, so anyway, they drop off this woman. She's dressed ridiculously to be going into the swamp. She's got heels and like a light colored skirt suit on.
Yeah, she's like an 80s secretary.
And her name is Alice Cable. Cable.
They only call her Cable.
That's right.
Yes.
And she gets dropped off at this laboratory or this like a scientist's hut.
But it's in an old church.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know why this lab has to be there.
And
they can't build it somewhere else.
Yeah. And so anyway, so they're out there. Yeah, why couldn't they? What are they getting? They're getting juices from the swamp to make this thing.
I don't know.
They don't really explain the science part that much. Not that we would know much about it.
But they're basically just like, no, this lab's in the swamp. It's in the middle of nowhere. Just buy it, okay?
Yeah. So there's this doctor there, Dr. Holland, and he has to be protected at all costs, guys.
That's why she's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the protective team over Dr. Holland and his sister.
Yes.
His beautiful sister.
Correct.
So they get there, and then also we see that there's like this small militia.
There's a militia that's going after someone else who worked there.
I thought they were going after Dr. Holland.
Is that Dr. Holland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The cute guy that turns into the monster.
No, but they kill the guy with the snake in the beginning, remember?
Yeah, but that's another guy.
Who is that guy?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there's a part in the beginning where they like capture this guy and they all have guns and stuff like that, and they all have weapons, but they're like, okay, we got him, and this one guy pulls a snake out of his pocket and just makes the snake bite the guy.
But you know why? Because then you wouldn't know that he got murdered. You'd just
That's
be
true.
like, oh, just a snake bit him in the swamp.
In the face.
Yeah. That's what happens. But I don't like that as a weapon.
No, I don't like that either. Also, he carried it in his pocket.
Yeah, don't
That doesn't make
weaponize a snake.
sense. No. But anyway, okay. So Dr. Holland, he's in the lab and he goes out into the swamp.
Because they need to fix the thing.
Yeah, they see the transmitter's broken or something like that, and they go out to fix it. And then he comes back, and his sister's like, look at this shit. And she throws some of the green goo on the floor, and it like sparks.
Right. But meanwhile, okay, there's too much happening in this thing.
Is there?
Immediately, because they sent a woman, and this doctor's like a lady that's not related to me. And like, he's putting the moves on her from the beginning, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He loves her instantly.
Instantly. And I don't know why.
They have to establish this relationship
quickly.
Very quickly. They don't have a lot of time.
Like literally 15 minutes.
Yeah, because then when the sister makes this
goospark
finding.
Yes.
Goospark.
The goose sparks. Like she throws
Goospark.
Did they say goospark?
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard that word before. What does it mean? What's the etymology? I always thought it was another word for like invention. She goosparks.
Oh my god. Yes, the goospark.
Right.
So, yeah, but then immediately when they get back, first of all, they're mad at the lady because they're just like, you're supposed to be protecting him and you just let him go out in the swamps.
Yeah. But she doesn't have a gun or anything.
No.
And she's wearing heels again.
And she's constantly just running around like, I don't even,
And she has a Magnum PI shirt on. And okay, so anyway, so he finds the goospark and he, and then he kisses her.
Well, because he sees that when the goo hit the things and it sparked, it grew plants and it made the floorboards grow.
Yes.
Little pine. I guess it was a pine slab. Mm-hmm. And he's like, don't you see? It's created life.
And he takes her and he snatches her and he smooches her.
Right. And the sister's just like, oh, okay, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we were in love. And then
I do have this locket of you and me that I always wear around my neck.
Right.
As
so
all sisters do.
The bad guys, who are led by a Sylvester Stallone kind of wannabe guy.
Yes.
Come in and they bust up the lab. But they're working for this guy that they think is on. So Mr. Holland's Opus, he thinks that this person, Ritter, is on his team.
Right.
But he's Scooby-Dooing that.
He is. And actually, he's arcane.
And he takes off his face.
He does. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Pretty amazing.
It's amazing. You love that part.
Because I think it's so funny when they try to do shit like that.
Yeah, this movie tried to do so much.
Yeah, because if you could see the quality of the suit they made, you would understand that there's no way possible they could hide a man inside another man.
All of the suits in this, all of the special effects, I appreciate that they're all practical, but they're not good.
Oh, no.
No, not at all.
Okay, so there's a big fight ensues, and Dr. Holland gets covered in the goo.
He does.
And he catches fire.
He does. It made another goospark.
Goosparked. And then he runs out into the water and jumps in the swamp.
I feel like he was on fire for a long time.
He was.
Yeah.
They definitely
pushed the limits of fire
safety.
Yeah.
So he jumps into the swamp and we're like, oh shit, I guess he's dead. Mm-hmm. But then the militia people are like cleaning up. They got to clean up the camp. They killed the sister, the lady detective, or the lady protector lady. Cable. She escapes because they don't notice somehow that she's missing.
Yeah.
And she steals the 7th book of scientific experiments.
That has all the discoveries.
All the goosparks.
That's right. It tells you how to make the goospark.
Right.
Yes.
So she's on the lam, and then they catch her. And when they finally do catch her, they try to kill her.
Well, she goes to that. Well, first of all, she finds a payphone in the middle of the swamp.
Yeah, okay.
And she thinks she's calling the authorities, but really she's just calling Arcane.
Yeah.
And giving away where she is.
She basically tells him where she is, and then he comes and finds her.
And at this little gas station is this little boy who's probably like 14, 15 years old.
Yes, he's adorable.
He is adorable.
And we love him. His name is Jude.
He has big glasses. Uh-huh. And he's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like partnered up.
Yeah, but in the meantime, the militia guys are chasing, and all of a sudden there's a swamp thing.
Yes, the swamp thing comes out, and I don't even remember what happened. Like, this whole movie, like, even as you're retelling it, I have no idea the order of things. Mm-hmm. I don't understand what the plot was moving forward with. There was just like a lot of random fights.
Right. But then we get to, so the Swamp Thing, he's pretty strong, and he kills some of the guys, and he keeps throwing people into the water and everything like that, and they're all mad and upset because they don't understand what he is,
but who he is. Right, but he's also just like in his alone solitude times, he just like yells at the sky.
Yeah, and he goes back to his laboratory, and he's like touching the beakers, and they keep smashing them, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sad.
I'm too strong. Right. I can't do science anymore."
Yeah, he's real sad because his hands are too strong to hold beakers, which we've all been there.
Yeah, he can't pick anything up, and he's just like, it's this scene. Now, you guys, if you haven't seen this movie, you have to look up what this thing looks like.
What the suit looks like.
Because I cannot stress to you enough.
It's terrible.
How bad it is.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Like, it's ill-fitting.
Yeah, you can tell that it's a plasticky suit.
It's latex or something, yeah.
So it doesn't fit well, like, under the pits.
No.
And it's a little saggy in the crotch area.
Right, and then he has, like, his neck muscles are really, they tried to make it so his neck was really strong looking, I guess, but really it just makes him look like his head, he has no neck and his head is just fused to his body.
Yeah, like when you get a sore neck when you sleep wrong and you have to like turn your whole body.
Yeah, that's how he moves.
At people. That's the way this guy moves.
So like the suit itself is bad. The face part of this suit
is like a different creature altogether.
It doesn't go.
It's almost like an ice face.
What do you mean?
Like if in another villain movie, if there was like a person who was like, I would see them being very cold because the nose is very small.
It's very small nose, very like his nose is what Michael Jackson's nose became.
Yeah, looked like at the end, and the skin on his face is very smooth, but the rest of his body is covered in like roots.
Yeah, right. And like I feel like his face is they made it like his nose is very pointy, and his chin and his cheekbones kind of point out.
Yeah,
so yes, I see the ice. I see where you're going with this.
He's cold.
He's cold, but he's
then
green.
He also has this like giant head and a giant neck that are covered in roots.
And maybe a little bit of moss.
And moss.
Right.
But don't worry, that moss has healing powers.
It does.
Yes, because somehow in the struggle, Jude gets killed.
Right.
And the beast, the Swamp Thing, puts some moss on him.
Yeah.
And he
gonna be okay.
Comes back to life.
Yes.
Yes, he's just fine.
And he also gets his arm chopped off. Not the little boy, the Swamp Thing.
The Swamp Thing gets his arm chopped off in a tussle. And so there's a large chunk of the movie where he only has one arm and he just has like a stump, like probably like right below his shoulder. So his shoulder's still intact. But you would never know it because his stump sticks straight out.
Yes.
And you can see his other arm plastered to the side of his leg underneath of his lycra suit.
It's so bad, guys. I cannot tell you enough about how bad this suit is.
I would like to, when we post pictures of this, I'm going to be curious to see what I can find because I wonder if you can see how bad it is in the photos.
There's no hiding from how bad it is.
Yeah, I hope not.
Right. But it's funny. It's campy, but they capture bad guy captures Cable. Brings her to, and he gets the 7th notebook. So now he can make the goospark.
Yes. And he has a fancy dinner to celebrate, and he invites probably like between like 50 people.
There's more than 50. That's like 200 people at that dinner.
This very fancy dinner.
Yes.
And everyone's all dressed nicely, and they have this elaborate table set up. And one of the guests of honor is Cable, dressed in this fancy nighty gown.
Right.
And she's tied up at the dinner table.
Yes, of course.
And nobody cares about that.
Nobody seems to notice.
This is normal.
Do you think she can eat, or her arms are strapped down?
I mean, she could eat if she like
leans
faced
forward.
It. Yeah.
But the other guest of honor, we haven't talked about Bruno.
Oh no, we don't talk about Bruno.
So Bruno is one of the thugs in the militia.
Yes.
And he's the one who gets the notebook. But he's kind of like...
He's definitely like a caricature of a like thug. Like he's a little goofy. He's a little brawny and big. And he's like... Duh, duh, duh.
But his clothes, I feel like... whoever's doing the costuming was just like, we just have these two different... Like the outfits that they wear, the military militia outfits they wear look like... stripper, like male stripper camo outfits that could just, they're too tight and they could just be ripped off at any minute.
Right. And there's like a camo t-shirt with a V-neck with a deep V.
Yeah, that shouldn't be.
Right. And then at the party, Bruno is wearing a white turtleneck.
He is.
And he is wearing it.
He really is. Like, you can see his nips and everything.
Yeah. And he's the true guest of honor because he's the one that saved the notebook.
He did.
And he made the goospark happen.
Right. And everyone's excited about this thing. And Arcane, the bad guy's like, yes, now we will make the formula that people can have. And Bruno's like, well, who's going to get to have it first? And they're like, you are.
Right. And meanwhile, the servant people had poured him a drink and he had drunk it.
Not knowing it was the formula. And then he has like...
He combusts.
Yeah, it's terrible. He's like, why?
Yeah, and his face gets all like...
Bubbly.
Sizzly.
And then he falls away.
He falls under the table and you don't see him and you're like, what happened? And then all of a sudden...
You're expecting like a big monster to stand up.
Yeah, but it's not a big monster. It's a little monster.
It's essentially like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Dressed up. As Bruno you know it's Bruno because he has a white turtleneck on.
That's right.
And I think it's still the same guy's voice. I think they overdubbed
so too.
the voice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then but he's like half bald and has like pointy ears. He's like a little werewolf.
And that's when you find out because Arcane doesn't understand. He's like, well, how come you, Swamp Thing, became super strong and why doesn't Bruno have your strength?
Right.
And they had captured Swamp Thing. We forgot that part. Like I said, there's too much happening in this movie. Captured Swamp Thing. He's in a dungeon, and Swamp Thing's like, it's your essence. It just, whatever you are.
It amplifies your essence.
As Kim said, that's like when Kim drinks.
It's true.
So alcohol does that to Kim, if you didn't know. So that's why Bruno was actually really insecure and small. And that's why he became a little weaselly small man.
But I don't understand why the Swamp Thing became a plant.
Because he loved plants.
But that's all he became?
His essence was swamp.
But his essence was also like charismatic lover, and he didn't, He
was charismatic lover.
He still has the Swamp Thing?
Yes, the Cable was into it.
Yeah, she was. She was going to bang that monster.
She still might.
She would have.
Yeah, she would have. Absolutely.
It was a Beauty and the Beast situation for sure.
Yes, you don't see them kiss, but I don't think it's because she doesn't want to. I think it's because
they tried it and it didn't work.
Yeah, because that face.
Yeah.
You can't kiss that. It would come off like the lips. She would pull back and her face would be all green.
I do feel like they probably had a scene where they were kissing that they didn't put in.
Yeah, and we saw the boobs.
We did see her boobs. It was only a little side boob, and it was like and water boob.
Yeah, it was not a lot. Maybe in the European version there's more.
Maybe,
but
I don't know. But I will say. It's not gratuitous. Well, it's not necessary. You're right.
And that is the definition of gratuitous.
Sure. Yeah, she's just taking a bath for no reason.
In the swamp.
Yeah.
Like, no, please. Let me get clean in this fucking beaver fever water.
And then, but the whole time too, she's wearing like, when she changes out of her dress, she's wearing like these tight khaki pants and like t-shirts, and the t-shirts are very tight, and her bra is not supportive.
No, this movie is all about her boobs.
Yeah.
And that's really all she's got going for it, because I don't want to be mean about anyone.
Okay.
Who am I to be mean
That's true.
about anyone?
Sure.
I look terrible right now as we speak.
No, you look beautiful.
I appreciate that. But this woman, she's not classically beautiful. No. And her hair.
It's a helmet.
It is a curly helmet. Like, the haircut is not helping. Mm-hmm. She probably has beautiful, naturally curly hair, but like...
I don't know. No, she definitely has a strong perm.
That's a perm, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
definitely
not good.
No.
And they just...
You've never saw her ears, not once.
Does she even have ears?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think she does.
No.
But what she does have is those boobies.
Yeah, she does.
And they're
like, face, meh. Boobs, meh.
Let's just bring up the boobs, bring down the face.
Maybe we won't. We'll see.
Yeah, keep that hair puffed.
Right.
I also think they're in that humid swamp. They're like, there's nothing
we can do about
this. There's nothing we can do.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we know from those movies, they didn't have a lot of hair ingenuity back then. You were working with what you had.
Right. So, so anyway, the Swamp Thing and Bruno and the lady, they escape.
Yes.
Back out into the swamp.
Yes, but meanwhile, Arcane, because he thinks since it brings out your essence, this guy seems to think that he's just a genius.
And it's just going to make him like super great.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It turns him into
well, what is it?
like a lion monster?
But it also has scales.
Are there scales?
I feel like his whole body was covered with scales, except for his head and down the middle of his back, which were furry.
And that was like craft fur.
Yes, it was definitely craft fur. And he also had a snout.
He did, and little beady eyes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what he was.
And a sword.
Yeah.
For some reason.
For some reason. Yeah. And so he battles the Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
He does stab the lady in her boob.
Right in the
boob.
tie.
And really that's only because so the Swamp Thing can take some of his healing moss and just press it right into that boob.
He does get a little second base action while he's trying to help her out.
He lets his hand linger.
Yeah, he does. And he like touches the other boob too. He's like, well, let me touch the not messed up one.
Let me make sure this one's okay too.
Right. I just want to get all the boobs situated with my swamp moss.
I just want to make sure they're okay.
Right.
They're both okay?
Yeah.
So yada yada yada. He kills the other monster.
You said yada 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 now in like 4 episodes. You gotta stop. Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry. God. But that's what happens.
Yes, he.
What? Tell me what happens.
He fixes her boob.
And
kills the monster. And the monster dies. And then he's like, I gotta go. And she's like, but why? We can do science together.
Let me be your hands.
Right. And he's like, oh, I can't. And he shows her his big, like, full hands. And
she's like, I don't understand. Like, that's stupid. Like, you still know the science.
Right. And he's like, don't worry, I'll be back. Leading the way for a sequel that never happens.
No, sequel does happen.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Is Jude in it?
I don't know. I never saw it. I don't want to watch it.
And then Jude comes back because he's alive again. And he takes Cable home.
Hopefully they get out of the swamp.
Yeah.
Get out of the swamp.
Well, hopefully that kid gets a better business. Like, he's got a business in the middle of a swamp.
I don't see how that business is staying
Nothing
open.
Works.
All those militia guys, that's the only people who come in there.
Yeah. They just use the phone and buy a Coca-Cola.
And some cigarettes.
Yeah. The Coca-Cola did have...
it looked fresh.
Yeah, and it was pretty prominently featured in the movie.
Well, I wonder why.
Good movies get good beverages.
That's right.
Yeah, so this was something else.
I mean, yes, this was really something else. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was cheesy enough that I liked it. It was a very, like...
It's campy.
Yes.
It's exactly what it promises to be. I understand why Siskel and Ebert loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were just delighted. Mm-hmm. It's not trying to be anything that it's not.
And the amount of times, I got to tell you, this guy goes through it. The swamp guy goes through it at a certain point, and we just see him over and over again. Like, there's different backgrounds, but then also him in the same backgrounds. And it's just like him over and over going,
And then there's one part where it's just like over and over again, same thing of him just like, there's like an explosion behind him because they're throwing grenade, like during one of the battles, they're like throwing grenades. There's also, like I feel like they use the same shots over and over in this. It's the same pan of the swamp. It's the same him like getting away from bombs.
They got home and they're like, we didn't shoot enough footage.
Just use it again.
We don't have enough footage.
Nobody else is going to tell the difference. It's just a swamp, but nobody can tell.
Somebody just go in your backyard and take some pictures.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's not a lot to this movie. No. It's just a lot of little battle scenes.
Yeah, and there's some explosions. I guess they spent a lot of money on the explosions because they didn't spend a lot of money on costumes or anything else.
No, this is B movie.
Yeah. There were a lot of chalices. Maybe the chalice budget was pretty high.
Yeah, whoever the set designer was, she's like, look at all these chalices. They're like, that was our budget to pay for his suit. She's like, oh, but the chalice.
But look at it. It's so cute.
It's so nice. It's real silver. They're like great.
They could have just drank the goo out of the beaker.
Look at this suit that he has to wear now. This is on you, Kathy.
Horrible.
How dare you? Now, what do you think? Okay, if you drank the goospark.
Oh, what would my essence?
What's your essence? What would you become?
Turd. I don't know.
That's terrible.
I know.
I think you would be like, I don't know. You would just want to do crafts And
my absence is a craft.
It's like a crafting.
Just turn it into a ball of yarn.
No, just like you sit there and you have like knitting needle hands.
Okay.
You're like, this isn't bad. I'll just knit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's terrible when I go to the bathroom, but but otherwise, look at what I made.
Otherwise, it's not a bad life.
Right. And what's your essence?
I don't know.
Running mom.
Yes, that's it. I just run. I'm like, I can't stop running anywhere.
Right.
This is just all I do is I
I
run.
don't think your essence is your hobbies, though. I don't like to think that. Like, that one guy's was science, yes, because that was his job.
Yeah.
And he loved it. It was his passion.
Well, you're a nice person, so I feel like you would definitely be a nice creature.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't be scary.
No.
would
I
be
mean, I think
nice.
I'd be misunderstood. I'd still have to live in a tower somewhere.
And be like, oh.
Yeah. That's me wiping myself with my knitting needle hand. Oh. Okay. That's enough.
I'm sorry. It's funny. It's silly. This movie was silly.
It was very
I
silly.
enjoyed it. You were laughing.
I was
loved it.
laughing.
Just carrying on.
Yep.
But the other thing that I think is funny, like I said before, they were thinking about, because the swamp thing looks nothing like
The man.
the man,
Right.
who he was originally.
Yeah.
And which I feel
It wasn't him in the suit, right? They usually put someone else in the
no,
suit.
it was a stunt man.
Sure.
But they thought that they didn't think that stunt man would be, because unlike other creatures, this creature can talk.
Right.
And he's very philosophical,
Yeah, but
which I feel like they try and make that scientist originally. That's why Cable likes him, because he takes her out in the swamp. He's like, so many beautiful things to be found in this swamp, if you only know where to look.
it's true.
That's what he says.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's, I would say this. If you want to if you're just looking for like a silly movie to watch and you're like, I don't want a thinker, I just want to put something on
Right.
and just
Laugh.
and be like, what?
Right.
No.
And you have to watch it. Like, you do have to watch it.
You think
It's
people
a
should definitely watch
recommend.
it?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I definitely recommend.
Get yourself a glass of wine, get a little silly,
Yeah.
and watch this movie.
Watch this movie and be excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be.
All right. Are you going to connect it to, who are we connecting to now? Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, as teased in the beginning and you picked up on,
Yeah.
this is another direct connect. I just can't stop doing them. Direct connect all over the place. So, Adrienne Barbeau
Yeah.
was in Escape from New York with Kurt Russell.
Nice. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple.
All right. So what do you have to say to the folks at home?
You guys should, rate and review. You should follow us on all the social media things. You should buy a t-shirt from our little shop or a hat or a sweatshirt, whatever you want.
Yes.
You should do that. And then when you're done doing all of those things, you should be, you know what, Kim?
What?
If there's an accident in a lab and you turn into some sort of grotesque version of your essence.
All right.
Don't be too sad about it.
Okay.
Don't
do science.
Don't wallow in the swamp.
Yeah, don't give up on your passion.
Yeah, if you love science.
Right. If your essence is science, then you should be doing science.
Yeah, let the lady be your hands.
That's right. But
Yeah, but don't be controversial and try and kiss that lady.
no, let her kiss you.
Yeah, when she's ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And only, when you're fixing her boob with moss.
That's okay.
Yeah, but, let's keep it light.
Keep it light. Keep it
Okay.
light. All right, well, thank you, Kim. This was fun.
Thank you, Emily. This was lovely, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Controversial. Confident.